Hello and welcome back to Swell. So we're continuing on where, we're doing Challenge Level 7 campaigns, and today I'll be playing as the Dwarf Engineer. So let us begin. I'm going to be playing Challenge Level 7 as always. Dwarf Engineer, let's begin. Rather than what sort of army do we want? I feel like we want at least one Dwarf machine, so we need a front line. And then unfortunately we don't get into Dwarf machines. We do get Deep Guard, so that's fine I guess. So yeah, that works out well enough. Okay, but this is going to be an awkward start, isn't it? There's no real way for me to go about this without having to take random events, so it looks like we are in fact taking random events no matter what, and we're going to have to take 2 of them as well. As the dwarfs are playing against the humans, so it's pretty obvious what we're going to do here. We're going to spend the next like 3 turns trying to reach the humans, and going to be saving their rolls. Unless, yeah, the poor crossbowmen, they just failed so badly there. But yeah, usually dwarf units are really quite, slow, so it's going to be a long jog up to the enemies. But the good thing is the fact that we have great defense. Yeah, we have more skill than these guys, and we have the same amount of defense. So yeah, definitely quite good. So they are going to probably charge us, but that's fine. I got like quite strong units over here. I got the Deep Guard and I got the Dwarf Veterans, which have like 5 and 6 armor. It's ridiculous. These guys have 5 armor, but it's masterwork, so +1 to damage save, so that makes it even stronger. So yeah, there we go. Cool. We should win this because we just got better skill, and I also got the Dwarf Engineer in there. So definitely have to see how that works out, but yeah. Pretty sure we should be winning this. Turn around slightly and deal with this. So while I'm here, I guess I could talk about some stuff, and yeah, I wanted to specifically talk about Ubisoft, and with the recent Assassin's Creed Shadows controversy and stuff like that, they've not been doing too well, but now there's like rumors that because the Star Wars Outlaws wasn't selling too well, they're basically being like sold off. So and the person that wants to buy them is in fact Tencent. So that's really interesting, I guess. So yeah, Ubisoft is just not in a good position whatsoever, being just sold off. Yeah, because yeah, obviously the shareholders, they want to make some money back. The game hasn't been doing too well, and they've kind of lost hope, and they're trying to use minority law in France. So obviously all that combined is just giving Tencent a large opportunity to maybe bargain for the entire studio and all of its subsidiary studios, maybe all the little ones as well. Working on side projects, so that yeah, Tencent's gonna get a lot. They're gonna get a big deal because yeah, Ubisoft has Rayman Legends, they have Prince of Persia, they got a bunch of stuff in their portfolio. So obviously Tencent is just gonna absolutely gobble all that up. Yeah, it's just they're gonna get a big deal, and I guess good for them. There's nothing really I can say towards that. Maybe I should have charged in the Dwarf Veterans rather than the crossbowmen, because the crossbowmen don't seem to be doing all too well. Yeah, it's just not looking good for me. Yeah, that's not good. I can admit that straight away. So that's all the charges I can do. And what else have I got to talk about? And yeah, I could talk about a food salad. So I could, if you haven't watched my Mechanicus video, you should go and watch it. I talked about a bunch of stuff there. I talked some more about Nintendo over there and their stupid patents, and I talked about so yeah, I talked about talked about salads in general. So yeah, this is a bit of a continuation from there. So you should definitely go and check out the Mechanicus video after this. But yeah, I also voiced all the characters in Mechanicus, so you should definitely check it out. It's definitely a fun time, that's for sure. And yeah, while I'm here, let's talk about fruit salad. And fruit salad, what do you put in a fruit salad? Now, usually I would say stuff like apples, kiwi, banana, strawberry, mango, watermelon, stuff like that. But then I thought about it a bit more, and I don't really like apples in fruit salad because they're a bit too hard. When you think about all the previous fruit, like watermelons, usually relatively soft. Kiwis also relatively soft. I mean, if they're ripe, they're really soft. I know that some kiwis, when they're not ripe, they're hard. And you could still eat them, don't get me wrong, but yeah, obviously you want to eat the ripe kiwis. That's the only thing that makes sense, really. So I might as well take the bottom part, unless I want to take the top part. Yeah, sure, why not take the top part, because there's an elite fight here, and I really need all the money I can get. So to be fair, I don't think it really matters, does it? Divine Favor, Shadow Bolt, Fireball. I guess Fireball, that's good enough. There's nothing really for me here. If there was like Radiant Shield or something, that would have picked that. But yeah, there's just nothing for me to pick here. Okay, right, let's see how this goes. So I've been thinking about how to do these sort of episodes. So I've been just generally thinking about my time, and I was thinking about always playing Act 1. Depending on how many parts I can get made and edited, I'll basically release that many. So basically, I've released both first parts if I'm really confident that I can get the entire week done with the Sovel series and maybe something else. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Do leave a comment down below if you have better plans on how I should edit these videos. But I feel like just having a potential backlog by splitting Act 1 into 2 parts is definitely quite good. Because, yeah, this is a roguelike, so you never know when you might win or you might lose in this game. So always having the potential to, you know, have some spare games in the back or spare videos in the back so that I can continue my daily uploads is always really nice. And, yeah, just, I guess it's a bit of an ego thing where I just want to continually keep daily uploads. There's no real reason for me to keep daily uploads, but I feel like it's just better if I do. Yeah, do something like that, so it's a side charge on these guys. We'll see how well it works. I mean, pretty sure they're going to do a lot better than us. Oh wow, that's not good, but well, luckily we have good defense, so there we go. So I'm going to interrupt this charge on us, and by doing that I'm hopefully going to, you know, prevent the deep guard from being charged in the back, which would be really awful. So, apart from fruit salads, let's see. So, the dock worker strike on the east coast of America has finally halted. So, you know, trade with Europe can resume once more until further notice. Well, to be fair, they do have a date though. I'm pretty sure they set up the. Yeah, so currently the only agreement that they made on is pay. So they fixed their pay, but they also wanted 2 changes. One was the pay, and the second one was regarding automation. They wanted protection from automation, so automation would replace the dock workers. That's what the unions were fighting for. So currently, it's only the revolve ranged and combat attacks against cavalry and chariots. Yeah, sure, why not? That's really nice. Oath of Vengeance, very very nice. Just make the deep guard even stronger. Why not? You know, they're already ridiculously strong, so you know, making them any stronger is just a given. You know, make them an absolute unit to fight against. But yeah, the dock workers basically, they had a bit of a discussion, and I got the mount. That's really nice. And yeah, basically the whole discussion was agreed upon, except for obviously +1 defense, +1 charge on the scouts. Yeah, I really need this. I really do need this. And then mist. No, I'm going to avoid mist. I'm going to get pistols instead. Nice. There we go. Cool. And that also allows me to use my ability on the flying machine or the copter. Yeah. Deep guard. Should I roll the deep guard? I only need 3. There we go. Dark gift. +1 power, +1 attack. On the deep guard. Yeah, that's going to be absolutely dreadful for the enemies to deal with, I guess. It's going to absolutely demolish them. You know, anyone that comes against that deep guard unit is just going to cry themselves to sleep. There's no other way to describe it. The deep guard are going to ruin their day. So now, obviously, there's less units of deep guard because I did sacrifice a bunch of them, but that power thing was definitely worth it in my opinion. It's definitely going to make the enemies regret ever trying to fight against us. So yeah, +1 attack and +1 power on deep guard. Oh, that's ridiculous. I love how stupid that is. That is absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's gonna absolutely terrify the enemies that ever try to go against us, that's for sure. So, fire on the ball riders. I did use the special mechanical expertise. Pretty sure that lasts until the end of the game. Reroll 1's as ranged attack, and yeah, but it just basically makes the brand new unit almost like fully upgraded. That's what it does, and it's really worthwhile in my opinion. So there we go. Just move out of the way because I could kite now, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna face them directly because why would I ever do that? That's such a terrible idea. They'll go and charge them in the side over there, and then just use the deep guard as a bit of a distraction. Might as well. I mean, if the enemies charge into them, they're just dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they, you know, if they just head straight on, attack them head on, because it's not like the enemies are going to be able to penetrate their 5 defense with masterwork armor and, you know, oath of cavalry and oh well, I guess they're not cavalry, but if they did get charged by cavalry, it would be even worse for the enemies. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no oath of infantry. There's only oath of archers and oath of cavalry. So you know, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I guess I could fire the fireball on the ball riders. And okay, get a 1. That's D6, get a 1. Usual mess, I guess. Mechanical expertise. Okay, that's 1 damage, I guess. That's fine, whatever, I don't care. And then move back and then see what the enemies do. Obviously, shoot the unit that you could get better shots off on, and then just basically move back. There's no reason to engage in melee or anything like that. And yeah, there we go, cool. Gonna obviously charge them in the front, and we'll see how well that works out, won't we? So, I would definitely wonder if it will actually give us +2 attacks, because sometimes these sort of things are bugged. You know, like for example, the Orc Warriors. Pretty sure they only if you get the +2 attacks on them, only the front row gets that, so the back row doesn't get the +2 attacks. So something to keep in mind regarding the buffs and things like that in the game. So what else have I got on here? So. The dock workers still waiting on the deal regarding automation, but otherwise they're back in work, so trade can resume. I guess Europe isn't completely screwed now, because yeah, that was just awful, just having the entire eastern seaboard just refuse trade because the dock workers weren't working. It was definitely not a fun time to be European. So yeah, just imagine the entire trade just halted, you know, all the cars, stuff like that. Although, you know, American car manufacturers do have benefit of home turf advantage. They don't have to pay as many taxes and stuff like that. So for them, you know, nothing really changed. In fact, it only got better for them. They kind of had a monopoly there for a little bit, where the, you know, European manufacturers just couldn't get anything inside. All the car lots were emptying, and you know, certain products in grocery stores that, you know, were luxury weren't being brought in. Yeah, there we go. That's very nice. Absolutely demolished them. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they don't have the best morale to begin with, so, you know, it's kind of whatever. I am just gonna charge into these guys because why not? It's better to charge them in the side rather than just wait for them to charge you in from the front. So yeah, might as well charge them in from the side. There we go. Cool. And I'm obviously gonna turn around and I'm just gonna continue on just absolutely trying to demolish these bow riders, because there's no reason for me not to try to demolish them. Did those guys come back? Maybe, maybe not. And okay, yeah, they give themselves war cry. We'll see how effective it is. It could definitely be rather scary, can't it? Okay, just one more wound. I need one more wound. That's a 3+. That's the upgraded, and no. Okay, so maybe one more wound is a bit much of an ask. Yeah, my bad. I'll ask for something easier next time. Maybe like, you know, half a wound. You never know. So yeah. After the dock workers, I got yeah, I saw an advert for AI books, and you know, it's just. I think I talked about this before, but I'm going to just reiterate it. There's a bunch of fake books on Amazon, and they're really harmful. We're not talking about like how to make money guides and stuff like that. We're talking about straight up books that relate to health and safety and things like that. That's the sort of Amazon books that you get online, and they're made by AI. So as you can imagine, it's not really good. Like we're talking about, you know, there's been even some what was it, like articles. From there's even been some like articles from you know, legal and highly credited health papers that were found to be had like AI generated parts in them and diagrams that didn't make sense. And now like you know, I've been seeing just ads on how to make AI books and stuff like that, and it's really harmful. And the reason for that is because whenever you have an AI book, you know, people use it to learn things from it. Right, so if you pick up something like there's been some really real stories in the UK where people bought like AI foraging books on mushrooms and things like that, and then you know, they obviously later found out that it was AI generated, because when they tried listening to its advice, they ended up getting poisoned. So it's a really real problem in Europe, where people actually go out of their way and they do actually forage for food, and they like to go hunting and things like that. It's a really big problem here in Europe, where people actually go outdoors and actually use books for advice. So, and these AI books, they're also very sneaky, because they create pen authors. So, you know, pen authors are usually like not the real author, but they're like a nickname for the author, or maybe like an alias for the author. So a lot of these AI books don't outright say that they're made by AI, or they're made by a person that doesn't actually know anything about the topic. They're just using AI to make it. But yeah, they've just been flooding the market. They even have their own like accounts on Twitter and Facebook that for these authors. You know, all of these authors are basically like 3 years old at most, these accounts, but most people just look at the author title and they think that it's a legitimate book. So stuff like that is just really nasty, and that's because it's just actually dangerous. There's no other way about it. It's actually, you know, it's harmful, and the government just isn't doing anything about it. So we'll continue this on in the next episode, so don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.